decided I'm going to make a heavier base for the bottom of my monopole charging handle. I got this piece of very thick plexiglass here. I've drilled a hole, but I want to drill a bigger hole. So now I have to drill a bigger hole. Drilled the bigger hole. Sorry, I couldn't hang on to this and hang on to the camera at the same time. Now I'm going to go over to my lathe. And what I'm going to do, I have this piece of wood that's stuck on my faceplate. I'm going to drill a hole, or put a screw in the center there, and then I'm going to turn the lathe to this outside diameter that I have marked on here. Then I can put this into a chuck, and then I can turn or make the hole in the center. So to line up this piece exactly on the center, what I'm going to do is I'm using the same drill bit I used to drill the hole here. And I'm going to drill a hole in the center here. And I put some double-sided tape on there, and I'll use the drill bit to line the two pieces up. Okay, the double-sided tape has been added. And just rock that up there. Now that should go on there nice and square and straight. Now I'm going to remove the drill chuck and put on the live center so I can push against that while I turn that corner. Okay, we'll see how this stuff turns. I've never turned this before, but I've turned other plastics. They're generally just messy. Using a parting tool here to see if I can part the corners off. There. And look at these nice little sharp, shiny pieces there. I'm going to get my face shield because these could become little bombs. Okay, I have my face shield on now. I'm sure it's going to screw up my audio somehow, but my face is worth more than some audio. Let's see how close those are. Oh, another 3/16 or so. Not quite, a little more and I can just snap them off. Oh, okay, they're just going. Now I'll true that edge up, and then I'll make the cuts. Okay, like I said, this stuff is messy, but it seemed to turn pretty good. Oh, I still got a low spot there. I didn't notice that. Oh, crap. Used to a little tiny bit right there. Easy stuff, it's messy. Stinks too. Okay, all the low spots are gone. I'm just going to put a little chamfer on either side. think that'll be good enough for what I'm doing here. I'm seriously wondering if I can just rely on that. Yeah, it seems pretty well on there. Maybe I'm just going to rely on the double-sided tape to hold that while I drill it. Okay, got my 24mm Forstner bit in there. And I slowed the drill down to below 500. And let's see what happens. And just to be particular, I'm going to the inside against where the battery is, it won't really matter so much, but right here on the outside, just because I can, I'm going to add a very small chamfer. And hope this thing doesn't fly off. We get greedy and see if I can get rid of that little white line inside there. Oh, that looks pretty good. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sand this side of it because I want to stick a rubber pad on it, and I'm sure the pad will stick a lot better if this is not shiny and smooth. So I'll do that. Scuff it well. Sides here, I guess that looks okay. Maybe I'll take a scrubby pad and see if I can make this side look a little nicer. That looks okay. Nicely scuffed up. Okay, let's see if I can pop that sucker off of there. She's not going to come off easy. Yeah, I know. I'm a little newbie at this microphone and yada yada stuff. I'd like to get a wireless one, but they're a bit spendy yet. Not just for resting tools on. There we go. Didn't really get much of a... Maybe I can stick that on again and do this side. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Okay, I got some double-sided tape on the finished side, and I'm going to finish the unfinished side. So I put the 24mm Forstner bit back in, and I'm going to use that to center the piece on the backing plate. I know it's kind of crude, but it'll actually work pretty good. There's a bit of slough in there, but I don't think enough to matter. Something that I do when I put stuff on with double-sided tape, because it's notoriously, how can I say, sometimes it doesn't want to stick. Or it does stick, but it's, you know, what do they call pressure sensitive? So what I do, and this would be, I think, about perfect size, is you put your live center with the thing, what's it on here, the cone thing. Just a bit big for this, but anyway. And then I can evenly put pressure on by cranking on the tailstock. Probably not in the manufacturer's suggested retail or manufacturer's suggested operations, but that's going to put pressure all the way around on that. Should kind of clamping. Now, still going to have to have a very light cut and a light hand here, but that's totally doable. To say that one-way tailstock is probably some of the best money I ever spent on the lathe. It just works. Okay, I gotta speed this up a bit. I don't know, 1200 should be about right, 1300. Yeah, it's a bit out around, but I'm gonna look at. And there we go, I guess. Okay. Out of the way, slow this down. Oh, a little scratch or something. Well, okay, that's about that. Maybe not the best use of my Japanese chisels, but hey, they got to earn their way too. Okay, so that's done. So, I don't know, it's not as heavy as I'd like. I wish I had something heavier, but it's a bit bigger too, so maybe if I need, in the future, I was thinking I can get a big washer or something, and I'll just turn it into and glue it into the bottom of this. But for right now, that should improve my little monopod stand. Okay, so here's the monopod charging stand, charging handle. Like I say, I added this ball sockety thing on top here, and just to give me a little bit more. I could tilt it a bit, the camera. The problem is, if I tilt it too much, camera falls over. So to counter that, because now this is a bit top heavy, because this piece is like solid metal, it's quite heavy. So to counter that, I'm thinking this thing here on the bottom, it's going to kind of improve the stance, you know, make it less tippy, but also, like I was saying, I'm going to go to the home center next time I go, and I know they have some huge, big, thick steel washers that they use for timber framing kind of stuff here in Japan. And I'll get one that is really big, and I'll maybe just take this on back on the lathe and countersink it a bit and put that washer in there and epoxy it in place. That would make this quite heavy on the bottom. That's much better. There we go. So there's my new improved. Still got my finger in there. God, it's getting tight though. Point to your fingers. Turn that thing on. Yeah, I can still turn it on. Okay. And I can still get the charging cord in there too. So there's my new and improved monopod charging handle. Be a lot less tippy, I hope. That's the plan anyways. Need to get a rubber pad for the bottom here, just for grippiness. Update on the monopod. See, there's the new base. As you can see, I can tilt the camera a little bit. It's quite tippy right now. I need to add some more weight to that bottom piece. And I've got a little, I even put a little thing on there to hold the cable on. And I bought a light, cheap little light. Anyways, it seems to be working quite well for what I need it for. I just need to get a better tripod. The tripod I have, not this one's great, but the bigger tripod I have is over there in the corner. Yeah, it's a real cheap piece of junk. Need to upgrade that at some point, but not now. That'll do for now. By the way, I made this little outrigger thing here for my camera on the lathe, because it was really difficult to get the tripod in close enough where I could kind of look over my shoulder. So I just, underneath there's a board with a nut in it, and that is a handle with a bolt on it, a knob I guess. And I just took a piece of plywood and drilled a hole in it and stuck it there. Haven't seen the video yet. I can imagine there's some shaking involved, but overall it worked pretty well.